Okay, so here's the challenges of being a minister and a parent, right? Sometimes the kids can get a little bit too familiar because they know your flaws, your weaknesses, all that stuff, right? They kind of diminish the spirit of God that's inside of you. So that can be like a little challenging, like, look, don't get too familiar. Yeah, I'm your mama, but I do carry the spirit of God still, no matter what. No matter what you think you know. Then sometimes, right, you can do things that be looking like crazy, right? So sometimes God can tell us to do a certain thing, right? And because the kids are not spiritual, like like that, to say it like that, but so you may do something right. And so they don't understand why you doing what you're doing, but it's like you know that God told you to do it. So now you're looking foolish to them. You may even look like a hypocrite sometimes or like fake, whatever. But it's like they don't really understand. You can't really make them understand. So that can be a little bit challenging. It's like, God told me to do this. You may not understand, and I'm sorry. And then you got to realize they still got to go through their own lessons. So sometimes I may want to push them like, I know something is demonic. Like, they be like, you say everything is a demon. Look, I done seen some demons. I done seen some demonic stuff. And they didn't watch me cast out demons. They even got demons cast out of them. So they know stuff is demonic. But kids still want to, do the kid thing and young adult thing. Because I have young adults and a child. Well, some children. But yeah, so I still gotta let them live their life, and sometimes that can be a bit hard because you see things coming their way, and you want to just save them from everything, but you can't save them. You gotta let them live their own life, and go through their own lessons and get taught by God the same way I did. And then you got the mama side, right? You got the side that before God, the flaws, the things that I've done ignorantly, not knowing how to be a parent, trying to do the best that I knew how as a parent, when I had the kids. So you got that side of it. And they throw up little things. Oh, you wasn't this, you wasn't this. Like, you got that part of it. They kind of like, oh, Lord, help me. So it's a little bit of challenging trying to be the woman of God, the parent. This is difficult. Now I see why them PK kids, them pastor kids be the ones. But one thing I can say, no matter how God uses me, I try to make sure I pour into the kids as much as I can. Yeah, they out doing their own thing, but I make sure I pour into them boys as much as I can. We didn't grow up. They didn't grow up to really have me like they wanted me. Things, life. I was a wild one, but as time went on, and the Lord grabbed my attention, you know. Now I'm learning and growing, and I got a lot of explaining to them. We talk and I explain why I did certain things, and how my upbringing was, because nobody taught me how to be a parent. I just learned as I go, as I went. I was just learning and growing. But this is the challenges of being a minister and a mom. you know Look, I still got my flaws, but don't diminish the God inside of me. So they do know, when it's time when stuff get real and serious, they gonna call mama, because mama know. When them spirits and demonic, and even when God start moving, they know who to call. Mama, let me tell you what God did. Mama, let me tell you. I love the moments. Ooh, the moments right there.